Oh My Heart is about displacement, I suppose. It's about being out of your element, almost in a sociopathic kind of way.
As opposed to shooting this video on like a regular motion picture camera, we shot the whole thing on a still 35mm camera. So every frame that's taken is actually a photograph, and there's like tons and tons of photographs being taken for basically the entire thing. We did the narrative element of the video. We had a full-scale set built for it, and then basically the way we photographed the storyline was we had our actors act in slow motion, so every movement they did was just really, really slow so that there's pictures being taken, and it gives it kind of this aesthetic that's just like kind of surreal, Burton, dark, kind of creepy sort of vibe.
And I throw my heart back to the ocean, but it don't.
It was only like a half day of shooting band performance in front of the green screen because we just needed a rough basic green behind them because it's going to be printed down and degraded to look like it's not coming from a camera, like it's just this life form on these pages of paper, basically.
The next step of the video was the narrative.
The story's really simple. It's basically just there's this kid that's cutting paper out in their attic. There's a diorama inside this sort of dark closet area that this girl's bedroom is, and she's cutting things out and placing them in the diorama, and there's a boy that comes into the room, and he's obviously kind of infatuated by the girl, but the girl ends up breaking his heart, and the boy is left in the room. And the people in the diorama are the band, and they end up coming to life, and kind of that's where the performance element of the first part of the video takes place.
The video did capture the essence of the song. It is about being without emotion, and the heroine, the young girl who appears, at least to my eyes, to be compassionless and wicked, I think, speaks of that condition.
The heart was a lot of fun. I had an idea what we wanted. This sort of glowing, weird looking heart with we've shot it in the garage, like spray painting the background to be red and like hitting it with red gels. It came out looking really cool. So it was kind of just created on the day. Everything is completely done in camera for the whole video, basically. The performance element is actually printed. We printed 10,000 sheets of still images off on black and white paper and hand cut them. So it's just trying to get that organic sort of look that you can't get with a computer, those flaws that happen when you're actually dealing with paper as opposed to just clicking buttons on a computer. Well, I worked with Tony Mirza on the video as my DP, and I do a lot of the music videos with him, and he's been really helpful, just not only in kind of the animation process, just because our budget's so tight that I don't think he's actually cut any paper, but he's been sitting there snapping. He's using a program right now where basically every page that gets cut gets fed to him, and he takes a picture of it. And he's been doing that for 2 weeks straight. Locked in this basement.
We heard the post-production was quite a grueling adventure. Yeah, pretty impressed by those guys.
Oh, it's fucking miserable. Oh man, cutting paper alone. We've cut paper for a long time, like a week and a half, but we've had group paper cutting sessions where we'll have 5 or 6 people all come down and just cut paper for hours, and it's endless. The amount of paper is endless. As you can see, my place looks like this too, so we brought paper home. Even the producer was cutting paper at home.
Yeah, I heard it was something like 5 million pieces of cutout band members called Mother Mother everywhere, consuming their lives for years. It sounded terrible. It sounded like going on tour.
Although the video's been like a lot of hard work and stuff, but I think it's gonna really pay off for the band, and it's gonna really represent what their sort of sound is, and it's gonna just embody it's gonna be the perfect video for Mother Mother. So I'm excited for it to get out. Hopefully it does well.
This music video is important to us. It's our first single off our new album that's very important to us, that we're very proud of. So it is an aesthetic spokesperson for this new launch of music. it puts a face to the band and a personality to the band, one that you can't hear just from listening to music.
And I throw my